Hello. This podcast is a calm and friendly place where English feels natural, easy, and warm. You don't need to hurry. You don't need to understand everything. Just listen, relax, and enjoy this moment. Today's story is about one normal day, a day that shows how small moments can bring joy, calm, and quiet confidence. Let's begin. The morning started softly. Light came through the window, slow and gentle, touching the walls and the floor. He opened his eyes and stayed still for a moment. He did not feel tired. He did not feel stressed. He simply felt awake. He listened. Birds were singing outside. Somewhere in the distance, a car passed. A neighbor closed a door. These sounds felt familiar and safe. He smiled. It was going to be a good day. He got out of bed and stretched his arms. His apartment was small, but cozy. Everything had its place. A chair near the window, a small table, a bookshelf, a plant in the corner. He walked into the kitchen. Coffee was the first ritual of the day. He prepared it slowly. He liked taking his time in the morning, grinding the beans, heating the water, waiting. The smell of coffee filled the room and made him feel calm. He poured the coffee and took a sip. Warm, strong, perfect. He stood by the window with his cup and looked outside. People were already moving. Some walked fast, checking their phones. Others walked slowly, holding hands or talking quietly. He felt connected to them, even without speaking. After breakfast, he got dressed and put on his jacket. He checked the weather one last time and left the apartment. The air outside was fresh. The sky was clear and blue. He took a deep breath and felt thankful. Some days feel heavy from the start. This one felt light. On his way to work, he decided to walk part of the way instead of taking the bus. He enjoyed the movement, the sound of his steps, the rhythm of the city. Shops opening, people greeting each other. He put on his headphones. Instead of music, he chose a podcast. A calm, friendly voice welcomed him. "Good morning. I'm happy you're here." He smiled again. The words were slow and clear, easy to follow. He did not try too hard to understand everything. He simply listened. The city felt different when he listened this way. Quieter, slower. At the subway station, he stood on the platform and watched the train arrive. People stepped in and out. Life moved forward. He moved with it. The ride to work felt shorter than usual. He noticed small details. A man reading a book. A woman holding a cup of coffee. Someone humming quietly. At work, the day began smoothly. He greeted his colleagues. They smiled back. Someone made a joke. He laughed. The atmosphere felt friendly. He sat at his desk and opened his computer. Emails waited, but they did not feel heavy today. He answered them calmly. One by one, time passed easily. During a short break, he stood by the window and looked outside. The sun was higher now. The city looked alive. Busy, but not stressful. He felt present. At lunch, he decided not to stay inside. He bought something simple and sat outside on a bench. He closed his eyes for a moment and felt the warmth of the sun on his face. He listened to the podcast again. The voice talked about enjoying simple moments, about slowing down, about being kind to yourself. He nodded gently. The afternoon came, and with it, a small but important moment. A colleague spoke to him in English. Not fast, not difficult, just natural. He answered. His voice was calm. His words came easily. He did not worry about mistakes. The conversation felt light and friendly. When it ended, he felt a quiet happiness. He did not celebrate. He did not tell anyone. But inside, something warmed him. The workday ended. Instead of rushing home, he chose to walk. The city in the afternoon light looked beautiful. Cafes were full. People sat outside, talking and laughing. Music came from open doors. He passed a small park and stopped for a moment. Trees moved softly in the wind. A dog ran happily after a ball. A child laughed loudly. He smiled. This was a good day, and it was not even over yet. After leaving the park, he continued walking slowly. He did not check the time. He did not feel the need to hurry. The city around him felt friendly. Familiar streets, familiar sounds. Everything seemed to move in a calm rhythm, and he moved with it. He decided to stop at a small cafe near his apartment. It was not new. It was not special, but he liked it. The door opened with a soft sound. Inside, the air was warm. Music played quietly. A few people sat at small tables, talking, reading, or working on their laptops. He ordered an espresso. When it arrived, he thanked the barista and sat near the window. He did not take out his phone right away. Instead, he watched the street outside. People passed by. A couple walked hand in hand. Someone rode a bicycle slowly. A woman smiled while talking on the phone. Life felt simple in this moment. He took a sip of his coffee. It tasted good, not because it was perfect, but because he was present. After a few minutes, he put on his headphones again. The podcast continued. The voice talked about daily habits, about how small choices shape our days, about how happiness often hides in ordinary moments. He listened without effort. Some sentences stayed with him. Joy does not need a reason. Calm is a skill you can practice. Today can be enough. He smiled quietly. After finishing his coffee, he left the cafe and walked home. At home, he changed into comfortable clothes. He opened the window and let fresh air fill the room. The light inside was soft and warm. He decided to cook. Nothing complicated. He cut vegetables slowly. He heated the pan. He moved gently, without stress. Music played softly in the background. Cooking felt relaxing. He tasted the food and adjusted the spices. He enjoyed the process, not just the result. When the meal was ready, he sat at the table and ate slowly. No phone, no rushing, just food, just the moment. After eating, he cleaned the kitchen and smiled again. Small actions felt lighter today. Even cleaning felt calm. He sat down on the couch and rested for a while. He thought about the day so far. Nothing big had happened. No important news. No big success. And yet, the day felt full. Full of light. Full of calm. Full of quiet joy. Later in the afternoon, he decided to do something small but meaningful. He opened a notebook. He had not written anything in it for a long time. He wrote the date at the top of the page. Then he wrote one simple sentence. Today was a good day. He looked at it for a moment. Then he wrote another sentence. I felt calm and present. That was enough. He closed the notebook. As the evening came closer, the city outside slowed down. The sounds changed. Cars moved more slowly. Voices became softer. Lights turned on in windows. He stood by the window and watched the sky change color. Blue became orange. Orange became soft pink. Then slowly, night arrived. He felt grateful. Not for something big. Not for something special. Just grateful. He prepared a cup of tea and sat back on the couch. Once again, he played the podcast. The voice was gentle. Sometimes, the best days are quiet days, it said. Days when nothing goes wrong. Days when you feel at ease. He nodded. That was exactly how he felt. As the evening passed, he noticed something important. He was not waiting for the day to end. He was enjoying it. Tom did not feel like an enemy today. It felt like a companion. When he finally stood up to get ready for bed, his body felt relaxed. His mind felt clear. He brushed his teeth, washed his face, and changed into comfortable clothes. Before lying down, he looked around his apartment. It felt like home. He turned off the lights and got into bed. But the day was not finished yet. The night came slowly. Not suddenly. Not loud. He came as peace always does, quietly. He lay in bed for a while, not sleeping yet, just listening. The city outside was calmer now. Fewer cars. Fewer votes. A train passed somewhere far away. Somewhere nearby, the window was closed. He felt safe. He reached for his headphones one last time and pressed the play button. The familiar voice returned. "Thank you for spending this day with me." It was written. "You did well today." These words felt warm to me. He smiled in the darkness. He was thinking about the morning. Coffee. Light. Walk. Conversation at work. Coffee house. Park. A quiet evening at home. Nothing special. Yet everything seemed special. He realized something important. Happiness didn't come suddenly. It wasn't due to any major changes. It was because of the attention, from noticing, from allowing yourself to enjoy the little things without feeling guilty. He remembered how many days in the past he had gone through like this without seeing it. How many moments he missed because his thoughts were elsewhere. Today was different. Today he was here. The podcast voice spoke again. "Tomorrow doesn't have to be perfect," he said. "Tomorrow only needs you." He breathed slowly. Then leave. His body was relaxed. His arms were soft. His thoughts were gentle. He didn't feel the need to plan for tomorrow. He didn't feel the need to correct anything. This moment was enough. As he lay there, he felt something he hadn't felt in a long time. Trust. Believe that there is no need to rush in life. Trust that small steps are enough. Trust that peace can be a choice. Sleep came naturally. Not heavy. Not forced. Just easy. And in his dreams that day came back. Not as an event, but as a feeling. Light. Warm. Quiet joy. In the morning the alarm clock rang again. Another day would begin. But now, in this moment, everything was complete. The voice spoke for the last time. "Thank you for listening. Thank you for being here." Today was enough. He believed in it. The day ended as it began. Gently, gently, gratefully. Thank you for listening, and I invite you to the next story. Regards, Marcus. Bye.